This video is over volume of cylinders, cones, and spheres. Our first problem is a cylinder that has a radius of 6 and it has a height of 16. We use our formula pi r squared h, plugging in the radius 6 and the height 16. Solving exponents first, 6 squared gets us 36. We multiply that by the height 16 to get 576. And our last step is to multiply by pi. The directions tell us to multiply using the fraction 22 over 7, which gets us an answer of 1810.2857, on and on and on. The directions also tell us to round to the nearest tenth. 2 is in the tenths place. The 8 tells us to round up, so our 0.2 rounds up to a 0.3. For our second problem, we have a cone that has a radius of 12.1 and it has a height of 9.1. We use our formula pi r squared h divided by 3. We plug in the radius 12.1 and our height 9.1. We solve the exponents first, so 12.1 to the second power gives us 146.41. We're going to multiply that by 9.1 to get 1332.331. We're going to divide that by 3 to get 444.1103 repeating. And then our last step is to multiply by pi. Notice we did not round any of our decimals during the problem. Keep everything in the calculator as you solve each step. We do not round until the very end. And when we multiply by pi, the directions tell us to use the fraction 22 over 7, giving us a value of 1395.7753 repeating. The directions tell us to round to the nearest tenth. 7 is in the tenths place. The other 7 tells us to round up. So our 0.7 is going to round up to a 0.8. Our final answer is 1395.8. For our last problem, we have a sphere, and our sphere has a diameter of 1.1. Our first step is to take half of the diameter because we only want the radius, and half of 1.1 is 0.55. We use our formula 4 pi r to the third power divided by 3, plugging in the radius that we solved for, 0.55. We solve the exponents first, so 0.55 to the third power is 0.166375. We multiply that by 4 and get 0.6655. We divide that by 3 to get 0.22183 repeating. Notice we did not round any of those values. We do not round until the final answer is solved. Keep everything in the calculator as you solve each step. Our last step is to multiply by pi, so we multiply by the fraction 22 over 7. We get an answer of 0.697190, on and on and on. The directions do tell us to round to the nearest tenth. 6 is in the tenths place. The 9 tells us to round up, so we get an answer of 0.7.